Dear our beloved followers, teachers, MZTTP staff, all partners of MZTTP, welcome once again on MZTTP TV News. This is teacher journalist Eric Mukarage, of course with teacher journalist Emmanuel Irafasha. Our today news is focused on the celebration of Teacher Award held on 6th December 2020 and face-to-face training MZTTP conducted on 12th and 13th 2020. Dear our followers, we have interviews of two events, that means Teacher Award event and face-to-face trainings event. Among those events, we have an interview from Sector Education Officer Representative and District Director Education Representative, and also that of MZTTP Director Dr. Erin Menya Otieno, and don't miss out for Jerusalem's Dance Break and special artist Daria Kish from Kenya.
Our beloved followers, we have an interview of teacher Celestine from Karongi district who got scholarship provided by MZTTP Director's family. Teacher Celestine expresses his happiness because he's going to increase his level of education. Teacher Celestine ended by thanking MZTTP Director's family and that he will follow all guidelines given by MZTTP to support teachers in their teaching in order to increase the number of girls and boys pursuing math and sciences. So let us listen to him. Welcome, Teacher Celestine.
I'm very happy because I'm a teacher who selected by MZTTP who received a scholarship for the Teacher Award provided by MZ. So this is a very wonderful action that MZ surprised me. So today I'm very glad because I'm going to increase my level on my study. I highly thank MZ who think to get the scholarship as a support to continue for our studies. I can't close without trusting MZTTP that will continue for all activities provided by AIMS in order to increase the number of boys and girls who continue for starting math and science. And I appreciate this action for AIMS. I trust AIMS but to be a role model teacher for giving or implementing the training or what I was trained in MZTTP during the coronavirus, and I'm going to implement those courses that I learned during that period. It means that I'm going to implement by sharing one other for the teachers, and it is the things.
Thank you, Teacher Celestine, for your great message. Dear friends, we have also a message from Chief Journalist talking on MZTTP TV during Teacher Award ceremony. So, let us welcome him.
Said Eric Mukarage, teacher of mathematics from Karongi district, and the teacher journalist as additional income from MZTTP online training. Your question is where this idea of creating a YouTube channel named MZTTP TV News comes from. As you know, MZTTP program is working within 14 districts. There are other districts in Rwanda which are remaining 16 districts. To increase the number of girls and boys pursuing mathematics and sciences, together with my colleague, we sit together and try to sensitize MCTP program across the world, not only in 40 districts, but also across the world and the remaining 16 districts. The reason why different skills we acquire from training center, we try to put on our YouTube channel so that everyone from everywhere across the world can access it. Even now you can access those channels. It is called MZTP TV News. And I would like our friends to visit.
Thank you, our chief journalist, teacher Eric Mukarage, for your wonderful message. Dear our followers, let us take a Jerusalem dance and hope everyone is going to dance. See you soon.
Thank you for your active participation. Dear our followers, we have an interview from Iyamuremye Theophile, Sector Education Officer from Kamonyi District, said that MZTP face-to-face training helped teachers to increase their communication skills and also to master their content. So, let us welcome him.
During the MZTP face-to-face training, the following as the positive impacts. Firstly, the teachers collaborate and share ideas and help them to apply what they learned through their teaching and learning process. Secondly, it helps teachers to improve communication skills through using English language in teaching as medium of instruction. It helps again the teacher to master their content. Again, it helps teachers to share different skills on how to teach, especially in this time of Corona. As a sector education officer, it helps us to acquire different new skills in teaching, and we are able to sensitize at different schools among all teachers, not only math and science teachers.
Thank you, Theophile Iyamuremye, Sector Education Officer, for your great message. Dear our beloved followers, we have an interview from teacher Angelique from Rubavu District. Said that she's gained more skills on how to assess runners and the purpose of assessment. Teacher Angelique ended by saying that she's going to assess learners regularly and help them succeed, especially in math and sciences. You are highly welcome, Teacher Angelique.
This training is more important for us because you have gained many things like the assessment, types of assessment, when we can use those assessments, and the purpose for those assessments. I think it is more important for us, the teachers who teach science and the mathematics in our schools.
What is the improvement are you going to do after this AIMS training?
So we are going to improve many things because sometimes we teach without giving many assessment for the learners, but now we are going to give the assessment for running, the assessment of running, and as well as learning. So those assessments that we are going to use will help the learners to succeed very well, and they will help us as the teachers to achieve our goals in teaching and learning activities.
Thank you, Teacher Angelique. Dear our beloved followers, we have an interview from Teacher Olivier from Gicumbi District, said that MZTTP face-to-face training increases its spirit of teaching after school reopening and also helped him to master his content. So let us listen to him. Welcome, Teacher Olivier.
During this MZTTP face-to-face training, I'm a trainee at GS Mulindi. The question that you have asked about what this training has helped me, especially in teaching and learning, I would say that this training has been very fruitful to me in many different ways. First of all, I would say that it helped me to get back in the spirit of teaching. As you know, there has been the period, the so-called Corona holiday, where we could not teach. So for that reason, we somehow lost the spirit of teaching. But after joining this training, I got back the spirit of teaching, where I met my fellow teachers from different schools. Then we discussed many issues which are challenges to our teaching and learning activities. Secondly, I would say that this training helped me to master the content. Normally we master content, but this training was there to help us to master the content better than we used to do so. Because during this training we talked about many subjects which were somehow complicated to some teachers. So through those discussions, we got new skills, new knowledge about those topics. That is why I say that this training helped me in mastering the content. Another thing that I would say that this training helped me is improvisation. You know, when teaching sciences, we need what we call teaching aids. So it is sometimes impossible to get teaching aids which are artificial, which are industrially made. So sometimes you need to improvise. You need to find teaching aids within your compound without going far. So through this training, I got some skills which can help me to improvise, to find teaching aids which are necessary in my teachings. Another thing is that during this training, I got new skills which are really important when teaching in special times. Special times here, I mean, because we are in what we call COVID times, we need some special skills to teach in those times. So during this training, I got some skills which helped me to teach during this period, which is not easy, like teaching while wearing a face mask, teaching at the same time respecting social distancing. Those were challenges, but during this training we found some solutions to those challenges.
Thank you, Teacher Olivier, for your great message. Dear our beloved followers, we have an interview from Teacher Areret Nishimwe from Kamonyi District, talking about the challenges she faced after school opening, like teaching with face mask holiday, as well as advising students and teachers to follow the rules and regulations for preventing the spread of COVID-19. Teacher Areret also said that during MSTTP face-to-face trainings, teachers share their experience on how to overcome those challenges, like breeding more hand-washing stations and keep sensitizing students and teachers to follow those rules and regulations for preventing the spread of COVID-19. She ended with wishes from MSTTP Rwanda. So let us listen her. Welcome, Teacher Areret Nishimwe.
I'm very proud of being here at these trainings prepared and conducted by EMS. As you know, after school break due to COVID-19, students returned to their respective school. For the first 2 weeks, we were seeing all things as challenges. Here I can say, for example, teaching with face masks all the day, taking learners' temperature was not easy, washing their hands, and even respective social distancing was not easy. As we are here in this training, we shared the challenges and how we try to overcome them. Nowadays, teaching with a face mask is no longer a problem because we bought the face masks that enable us to speak without a problem. For the challenge for washing hands, many schools built hands washing station and put on more steps. In some schools, YAF volunteers come to help in taking temperature, which is very helpful for us. About the social distancing, we have applied how to give our learners breaks in different periods. Another point that we are running here is also a mastery of content. This is very important and helpful because as we are sitting in rooms by subject, we share experiences and learn from others. This method also improves our English proficiency as we interact in this language. All of us, We wish, if possible, AIMS should provide many face-to-face training so that we continue to share experiences on how we are teaching during these special periods.
Thank you, Teacher Arlette Nishimwe, for your important message. Dear our beloved followers, let us welcoming an artist, Daria Kish. She's the one of MZTTP Director's family. So let us enjoy her song.
If you feel insignificant, you better think again. Better wake up because you're part of something way bigger. You're part of something way bigger. Not just a speck in the universe, not just some words in the Bible verse. Damn it, you brought that question in your soul. Look up, don't look down, and watch as unfold. Life is a verse that they hit in the fine print.
Wow.
Take a pen, rewrite it. Step out your estimate. Step in your essence and know that your work's gonna rise. I had to say that thing twice. Trying to be a good wife. Still really hard, I can't lie. But I promise you I will fight. If you're feeling frustrated and you're sinking and jumping in, forgiveness is key because something way bigger. The fantasy, legacy, oh, you're part of something way bigger. Let love be the water I pour into you and you pour into me. There ain't no drought here, being in our actual powers. I'll be a sanctuary, you just don't know it yet. You just don't know it yet. No matter how hard it gets, you got my blood in you, and you're gonna roll.
Thank you, our artist Daria Kishi, for your nice song. Dear our followers, we have an interview from Diogen Kaijuka, District Director Education from Kamonyi District, who visited GS Remera Rukoma Center and gave them different advice, especially chemistry teachers, on how they can improve their teaching methodology through practicals. DDE Kaijuka is interested and hope that students are going to succeed national examination with the help of MZTTP than the previous years. So let us listen his message. Welcome, DDE Kaijuka.
I have visited the team of teachers. They are present in AIMS training organized for scientists, teachers. I was supervising if there is some challenges met by our teachers in their respective schools. I carried out a conversation with them on the respective classes where they are, such as the group of chemistry, group of biology, group of mathematics and the physics subject. And mainly I was interested of how they are proud of the training, on how they have exchange experience their school, how they conduct the subject. I discussed with the teachers of chemistry where they present to me the challenges they meet in their school about materials to be used in the laboratories. It is the big challenge in most of our schools. As laboratories, it's a big problem. the equipment of laboratories, especially in the day schools, are not sufficient. What I'm going to do is to make advocacy to our different partners, district and the central level, MINEDIC and the lab, in order that they can also put effort in keeping our laboratories. But there is another alternative to be used or to approach in resolving challenges met by chemistry teachers. We have some excellent schools, such as Kore Secondary Rutobwe, Ipe School Remera Rukoma, where we have approximately the laboratories which have average of materials we need. I encourage them to visit those schools with students in order that they can use materials found in those schools. I will be also interested if we are going to meet improvement and the best performance of our students in the next time. We are going to compare the result of examination of last year, previous years, and the next years in the national examination or district assessment or REB comprehensive assessment organized or prepared by REB at the end of each year, academic year.
Thank you, District Director Education, Diogene Kaijuka, for your important message. Dear friends, as usual, we have a great message from Director of MZTTP, Dr. Erin Menya Otieno. So, let us listen her. Welcome, Doctor.
What is the difference between an assessment and examination? Or what is the difference between assessment and testing? Now, if you look at my flip chart, tests and exams actually can be used interchangeably. You can use tests or you can use exam. But there is a difference between when you're thinking about an exam and when you're thinking about assessment. And the key difference is that when you're thinking about an exam, you're talking about results. All you're interested in is to get results so that you can measure somebody's capability and say this person is a Division 1 person, this person is an 80% person, this person is a 90% person. You are comparing or you want to judge them. So yeah, so I hope as you are listening, you're asking yourself, which assessment practice do I normally employ in my classroom? Do I just mark even during the term when the students do exercises? Are you only interested in putting a tick and a wrong, a tick and a wrong, and giving the student back their exercise book? If you do that, even though it is just within the term, that is assessment of learning. But let's now talk about assessment for learning. It is one of the types of formative assessment. And remember, we say the key word about formative assessment is improving learning. So when you do assessment for learning, the focus there is on the teacher. When you do an assessment for learning, the focus there is on the teacher. That the teacher will assess the student so that the teacher can gather information, can gather data from the way the students respond to the exams, so that the teacher may use that information to improve their teaching or to plan their teaching. For example, if I give an assessment to my students at the end of first term in mathematics, and as I am marking, I am paying attention to find out which questions are the students getting right, most of the students. Now, then I know that particular topic, my students are good. But which question are the students getting wrong? Most students getting wrong. Then the first thing I know is, many students are getting wrong on the question on moles, if it is chemistry, or forces, if it is physics, or nutrition, if it is biology, or equation of a line, if it is mathematics. If I identify a topic where most students are getting wrong as a question, then as a teacher, I should write a note somewhere so that after finishing the assessment, I will sit down and plan and say, what should I do to help my students master that particular topic? But it will also tell me the next time I'm teaching the topic on equation of a line, what can I change so that the students understand it better? Because if the students are getting it wrong, most of them, then it means many students did not understand. And if they did not understand, it means you as a teacher need to improve how you teach that topic. So it is not first about the student. It is not first about the student. It's about you. So assessment for learning targets the teacher mostly. You use the data to improve yourself as a teacher. The other thing you could do when you're talking about assessment for learning is that you gather data and it shapes the feedback. What do you tell the students when you finish marking their papers? You do not just go back and say, there are your papers. No, you gather information and say, when you go back, you talk to your students and say, from this test, I have found out that most of you are struggling with equation of a line, or most of you did not understand the concept of force. So I want you to find ways of planning yourself to do better, or this is how you could improve it. So when you do assessment for learning, let me just summarize, you get information to improve your teaching. And then you also gather information and give qualitative, not numbers, qualitative information. These are some of the areas you're having trouble in as students come up with a strategy of how to improve in that topic. So I hope you understand what assessment for learning, it's about the teacher. Now let's talk very briefly about assessment as learning. It is also another type of formative assessment, and it's connected to assessment for learning. But assessment as learning is the student now using assessment to learn. So who is the focus in assessment for learning? The teacher. Who is the focus in assessment as learning? The student. So a student might decide he or she is going to take 10 questions in the topic of gradient, and she is going to do some practice questions so that through doing those practice questions, she can understand that topic better. The student is using assessment as a means of strengthening her learning of that particular topic. Or she could do self-assessment and realize, oh, I did very well in this particular one. So I have understood that topic is okay. But then the student might do a test and then find out they have not done very well. And then what do? They deliberately stop to plan how to do better. Maybe they decide, I am going to ask the teachers questions to help me understand, or I'm going to ask my fellow student to help me understand, or I'm going to read more to help me remember. Now the student is using the results of the assessment to strategize or to plan how to learn. I want you to listen to this video slowly when you go back to school together with your other teachers in your staff room and have discussions. And of course, if you have a question, you can ring me and we can talk, or you can set a question on your WhatsApp group so that there can be a conversation.
Thank you, MSTTP Director Dr. Erin Menya Otieno and all MSTTP staff. Thank you, our beloved followers. Thank you, Teacher Eric Mukaraje. Thank you, our MSTTP TV technician, Teacher Kalangwa Innocent, and our Chief News Editor, Teacher Martin Vikorimana. So, as MSTTP TV, we wish you Merry Christmas and Happy New Year of 2021. Thank you. Bye-bye.